Admiral Phyros of the Hegemony Fleet adjusted his ceremonial armor as he gazed through the viewport at the small blue world below. Earth, a primitive backwater that had somehow managed to annoy the Galactic Council with their constant diplomatic protests and territorial claims. The third planet from Sol Star looked peaceful enough, its white clouds swirling over blue oceans, completely unaware that today would mark the end of human defiance. "Sir, we're receiving another transmission from the surface," reported Lieutenant Vex, his scaled hands dancing over the communication console. "Same message they've been broadcasting for the past 72 hours. Phyros waved dismissively. "Let me guess, more threats about their defensive capabilities and demands that we withdraw from their system?" He laughed, a harsh sound that echoed through the bridge of the dreadnought Sovereign's wrath. "These mammals think their chemical rockets and primitive fusion drives can challenge the might of 300 warships." The fleet stretched out in formation around Earth's orbit, sleek vessels armed with plasma cannons, quantum torpedoes, and shield generators that could deflect the energy output of small stars. Each ship represented technology refined over millennia by civilizations that had conquered entire star systems while humans were still discovering fire. "Shall I respond to their transmission, Admiral?" Vex asked, his reptilian features showing mild amusement. "No," Phyros replied. "Let them waste their breath. In 6 hours, we begin orbital bombardment. The Council has grown tired of their insolence." 300 kilometers below, in the war room deep beneath the Colorado Mountains, General Sarah Mitchell watched the alien fleet through long-range telescopes. Her weathered face showed no fear, only grim determination. Around the table sat humanity's top military commanders, each representing a different branch of Earth's unified defense force. "Final count confirms 300 enemy vessels," reported Admiral Jackson of the Earth Navy. "Intelligence suggests they're equipped with standard hegemony weaponry, plasma-based energy weapons, guided munitions, defensive shielding." General Mitchell nodded. "And our assets?" "All railgun installations are online and fully charged," answered Colonel Park of the Strategic Defense Command. "We have 47 orbital platforms, each mounting triple-barrel electromagnetic accelerators. Ground-based installations number in the hundreds." The room fell silent. 47 platforms against 300 alien warships seemed like impossible odds. But humanity had learned long ago that survival often depended on being underestimated. For the past 50 years, while publicly struggling with conventional space technology, Earth's scientists had pursued a different path. Instead of trying to match alien energy weapons, they had perfected something the galaxy had abandoned millennia ago: kinetic warfare on a massive scale. The railguns weren't just weapons, they were marvels of electromagnetic engineering. Each platform could accelerate tungsten slugs to 15% of light speed, delivering kinetic energy equivalent to nuclear warheads. More importantly, they fired projectiles that moved too fast for conventional shields to deflect and were virtually undetectable until impact. "Sir," Lieutenant Vex called out urgently aboard the Sovereign's Wrath. "I'm detecting massive energy buildups across the planet's surface. Power signatures are unusual." Admiral Phyros frowned. "Unusual how?" "They're not matching any known weapon systems, sir. The energy patterns suggest electromagnetic acceleration on a scale I've never seen." Before Phyros could respond, the viewscreen flashed with proximity alarms. "Multiple projectiles detected," shouted the weapons officer. "Incoming from planetary surface impact in 7 seconds. Raise shields." Phyros commanded. "All ships, defensive posture." The first salvo arrived like invisible hammers of the gods. Tungsten slugs, each weighing several tons and traveling at relativistic speeds, struck the hegemony formation with devastating precision. The Sovereign's Wrath shuddered as projectiles passed through its shields as if they were made of paper, punching clean through the hull and exiting the other side in showers of superheated metal. Across the fleet, ships began exploding in brilliant flashes of light. The aliens' advanced shields, designed to deflect energy weapons, proved useless against solid projectiles moving at such incredible velocities. Within 30 seconds, 12 dreadnoughts had been reduced to expanding clouds of debris. Impossible. Phyros staggered as another impact shook his flagship. "How are they penetrating our shields?" The tactical officer, his face pale with shock, stammered his response. "Sir, these aren't energy weapons. They're firing solid projectiles at relativistic speeds. Our shields aren't designed to stop physical matter moving this fast." On Earth, the orbital railgun platforms had begun their deadly ballet. Each installation tracked multiple targets simultaneously, their AI-guided systems calculating trajectory, speed, and impact points with mechanical precision. The platforms rotated smoothly, their triple barrels glowing with electromagnetic energy as they prepared to fire again. "Second salvo away," reported Colonel Park, watching the tactical display with professional satisfaction. All platforms reporting successful target acquisition. General Mitchell observed the destruction unfolding in Earth's orbit with grim pleasure. "How long until they adapt?" "Their command structure is in chaos," Admiral Jackson replied, monitoring alien communications. "They're trying to understand how we're bypassing their shields. Estimate 10 to 15 minutes before they develop effective countermeasures." "More than enough time," Mitchell said quietly. The second wave of tungsten slugs struck the alien fleet with even greater precision. The hegemony ships, caught completely off guard by humanity's unconventional approach to warfare, scrambled to adapt their tactics. Some vessels attempted to use their engines to dodge the incoming projectiles, but the railgun platform's targeting systems had been designed to compensate for evasive maneuvers. Admiral Firos watched in horror as his grand fleet, the pride of the hegemony military, was systematically dismantled by weapons he didn't understand. The humans weren't using exotic energy fields or quantum manipulators. They were simply throwing rocks very, very fast. "Sir, we've lost 67 ships," reported Lieutenant Vex, his voice cracking with panic. "Recommend immediate withdrawal to minimum safe distance." "Belay that order," Firos roared. "We do not retreat from primitives." He turned to his weapons officer. "Target their installations. Full plasma barrage." The remaining hegemony ships opened fire, their advanced energy weapons painting space with brilliant colors as they struck Earth's orbital platforms. Several railgun installations exploded under the assault, their destruction visible as brief stars against the planet's surface. But it was too little, too late. The third salvo was already in motion. This time, the tungsten slugs targeted the alien fleet's command vessels specifically. The Sovereign's Wrath, Admiral Firos's flagship, took 3 direct hits simultaneously. The massive dreadnought broke apart like a child's toy, its hull unable to withstand the kinetic energy transfer. As his ship died around him, Firos's last thought was of the intelligence reports he had dismissed. The humans had tried to warn them, had broadcast detailed specifications of their defensive capabilities for 3 days straight. The Galactic Council had ignored every signal, every plea for peaceful withdrawal. In the command bunker, General Mitchell watched the alien fleet's remaining ships finally begin to retreat. Of the 300 vessels that had arrived to subjugate Earth, fewer than 50 limped away from the battle, many trailing atmosphere and debris. "Should we pursue, General?" asked Admiral Jackson. Mitchell shook her head. "Let them go. They'll carry word back to the Council about what happened here." She turned to address the room. "Today, humanity proved that superior technology means nothing without superior strategy. The galaxy thought we were primitive because we chose a different path." Colonel Park nodded grimly. "They underestimated kinetic weapons because they forgot the most basic law of physics: mass times velocity equals devastation." As news of the battle spread throughout the galaxy, the Galactic Council found themselves facing an uncomfortable truth. The species they had dismissed as primitive had developed weapons that could penetrate the most advanced defenses simply by accelerating solid matter to impossible speeds. The humans had tried to warn them, had sent detailed technical specifications and peaceful overtures. But the Council had ignored every signal, too arrogant to believe that a backward species could pose any real threat. Now, as the surviving ships of the First Fleet limped home with tales of Earth's devastating railguns, the galaxy realized they would have to reconsider their assumptions about humanity. The age of underestimating the species from Sol 3 had ended in the most violent way possible. Earth's message was clear: ignore human signals at your own peril.